Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brad Rutherford, and I am pleased to be here as the Government of Alberta's liaison to the Canadian Armed Forces. Joining us today is the Honourable Demetrios Nicolaides, Minister of Advanced Education, Professor Bill Flanagan, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Alberta, and Dr. Suzette Bramo-Phillips, Director of Heroes in Mind Advocacy and Research Consortium. Today, I am so very honored to be able to stand here and share support for this incredibly important initiative. Today, as the Government of Alberta strengthens its commitment to supporting veterans, specifically as they transition from military service to new careers. In 2017, the Government of Canada announced the Education and Training Benefit in an effort to enhance the skills and positions veterans possess and can apply to the civilian world. This benefit is awarded for veterans to pursue post-secondary education based on their years of service. Transitioning to the civilian world, and specifically a post-secondary environment, can be challenging and be a significant change. There is a wealth of potential and talent among our veteran population, and by creating a campus experience where they can be supported and have access to resources necessary to their unique needs, we are investing in both the future of former service members as well as our post-secondary communities. And so I am pleased to share that the Government of Alberta is investing $714,000 into a veteran-friendly campus at the University of Alberta. These funds are given for a 2-year pilot initiative and will provide on-campus specialized support at the U of A to help veterans achieve their educational goals. Planned supports include campus-based resource center, specialized mental health supports, flexible enrollment schedules, enhanced ties with veterans organizations, and a peer mentorship program. This pilot project will also be a model for any other post-secondary institution that may want to replicate and introduce their own veteran-friendly campuses across the province. In addition to our utmost respect and gratitude for defending our freedoms at home and abroad, we also owe them the ability to seek out new, rewarding career paths as they continue to be assets to our community. Just as they have invested in our country, we are proud to invest in them. Before I turn it over, I would like to thank Minister Nicolaides. He has always been approachable and eager to support the role of military liaison and, by extension, the military community. In July of 2020, Minister Nicolaides announced the Alex Dakota Award of Honor. This award recognizes the sacrifice of our brave veterans and their families by providing 200 applicants up to $5,000 towards their post-secondary education in Alberta. I am honored to invite Minister Nicolaides to share more about how the Veteran-Friendly Campus Initiative benefits our post-secondary communities, our local communities, and the province as a whole. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And MLA Rutherford, thank you so much for today's very important announcement. It's truly an honor to be here, albeit virtually, but to participate in this important event. Indeed, there is no greater demonstration of public service than to risk one's own life in defense of our country. These brave men and women deserve the respect and gratitude of us all, including support for the next steps in their careers and their lives. And of course, as we know, post-secondary education is key to helping all Albertans success in new professions, and this is the case as well with our veterans. Many of our brave veterans require tailored solutions to help them reskill and build new careers. And today's announcement will enable a pilot project that will achieve precisely these goals. This 2-year pilot program will allow the University of Alberta to better understand the needs of veterans and create specialized supports to strengthen their academic journey. A successful pilot will also provide a roadmap for other post-secondary institutions to follow. It is our hope and goal that the lessons that are learned from this pilot can be made more widely accessible and applicable to other post-secondary institutions in the province. This funding also strengthens and complements other supports that the Government of Alberta has in place, including, as MLA Rutherford mentioned, the Alex Dakota Award of Honor. Alberta is leading the way by supporting one of the first veteran campus models in Canada. By leveraging best practices to provide world-class support and services, we are helping Alberta attract top students from across the country. Post-secondary education is key to helping our veterans find success in other professions once their military service has ended. Our veterans have incredible transferable knowledge, skills, and life experiences that enrich our campus communities for all students, staff, and faculty. This funding as well complements and strengthens other post-secondary supports that currently exist, helping more veterans access the education that they need to transition from military service to civilian careers. The Veteran-Friendly Campus Pilot Program is an investment in Alberta's future because diverse, healthy campuses and highly skilled graduates benefit us all. Thank you, MLA Rutherford, for having me here. I'd now like to invite President Bill Flanagan of the University of Alberta to say a few words. President Flanagan, the floor is yours.
Many thanks, and thank you, Minister Nicolaides. I am really delighted to be here today to announce the beginning of this 2-year pilot project for a veteran-friendly campus at the University of Alberta. And let me begin by thanking you for the generous support from the Ministry of Advanced Education. Thanks to this investment, Alberta and the University of Alberta will play a key role in helping Canadian veterans transition into post-secondary education and enter into new careers. And I know personally the far-reaching impact that programs like these can have. I just tell you a bit of a personal story. My father grew up in Medicine Hat, family of 11 children. During the Depression, money was very scarce. He served in the war, in World War II, and with the support that was offered veterans following World War II, he was able to do something he never dreamt of possible as a young boy, that is attend university. And he was able to study at the University of Alberta. He became a teacher. It changed his life. It transformed his life. And he went on to transform the lives of others as a teacher. And so this is a story that I grew up hearing about, that the University of Alberta was a welcoming campus for veterans, and the support that was offered him made all of this possible for him. And I'm delighted to continue that tradition. And so with this new generation of veterans, we'll have the opportunity to pursue their post-secondary goals in the supportive and specialized environment of a veteran-friendly campus. And with our long history of supporting and working with veterans, the Veteran-Friendly Campus Project is a natural fit for the University of Alberta. And as you may know, the first president of the University of Alberta, Henry Marshall Tory, was deeply affected by the loss of students and instructors during the 2 world wars. And he was passionate about supporting active soldiers and veterans. He knew that many soldiers had given up their education in order to enlist in the wartime efforts. And he knew that they needed the skills to rebuild society when they returned home. And inspired by that, Tory created the Khaki University out of tents behind the front lines of the war. And it's estimated that over 50,000 men participated in the courses through Khaki University in both World War I and World War II, in subjects including agriculture, business, education, legal studies, and medical instruction. And it all came about through partnerships with governments, universities, and the military. So the VFC initiative continues this proud tradition. It builds on other military-related initiatives at the University of Alberta, including the Military Certificate and the Faculty of Arts, leadership projects in the faculties of nursing, medicine, dentistry, and science leadership development in the Peter Lougheed Leadership College. And for nearly a century, the University of Alberta Hospital, together with the Glenrose Rehabilitation Hospital, has delivered world-class acute care and rehabilitation services to ill and injured service members. This is largely because our Faculty of Rehabilitation Medicine has been committed to military and veterans health research for several decades, leading to the use of state-of-the-art interventions that have benefited service members and public safety personnel at home and abroad. Rehab Medicine and the Heroes in Mind Advocacy and Research Consortium will play a key role in supporting the VFC initiative, along with our Office of the Dean of Students. And so once again, I'd like to thank the Government of Alberta for supporting this program and the education of our veterans. We are enormously honored to be welcoming more veterans to the U of A community, supporting them as they move through a major life transition and learning from their unique perspectives, skills, and experiences. I'd now like to welcome Suzette Bremo-Phillips, Director of the Heroes in Mind Advocacy and Research Consortium in the Faculty of Rehabilitation Medicine to share some more insight about bringing the veteran-friendly campus program to the University of Alberta. Thank you.
Suzette, you're still on mute.
Yeah, I believe you're on mute. Is that?
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you, President Flanagan, and thank you, MLA Rutherford. My earnest thanks to you, Minister Nicolaides, and the Ministry of Advanced Education for making the veteran-friendly campus a reality at the University of Alberta. Today is truly an exciting day for us, and one that's been a bit in coming, with an incredible opportunity to engage with veterans and together build a better today and tomorrow. With this veteran-friendly campus announcement, the University of Alberta will provide veterans a safe place to expand their knowledge and skills in a welcoming educational environment that is responsive to their needs. Our university community, province, and entire society will be all the stronger for it, for serving those who serve us as they embark on their civilian lives. As an occupational therapist, I've had the privilege over a good number of years of working with veterans, active duty military, and public safety personnel. Through that work, I've seen their incredible commitment and personal sacrifice as they serve our country and protect our freedom. I've seen how mental health challenges such as post-traumatic stress disorder and moral injury threaten to disrupt their lives, their families, their passions and interests, and their futures. I've seen the challenges veterans face as they enter society and find their path forward in the civilian world, a world that can be so jarringly different and disconnected from realities they've known. Most importantly, though, I've seen their courage, strength, tenacity, and resilience as they move forward in their lives. As veterans prepare for a bright future in the civilian world, they'll benefit at the University of Alberta from connection with peers in the community, from academic and mental health supports, and from mentorship and career advising that will set them up to lead and succeed in life after service. The University of Alberta community will also benefit from the exceptional leadership skills, character, expertise, and sense of community that veterans bring. As veterans join conversations in classrooms, campus mess halls, student clubs, and at campus events, their perspectives and commitment to service will undoubtedly inform and inspire Alberta's leaders of tomorrow. So thank you again for your generous support of this important veteran-friendly campus initiative and the opportunity to be here with you all.
Thank you, everyone. We'll now open the line for questions. In addition to our participants, we have Kevin Fries, the Assistant Dean of Students, Health and Wellness at the University of Alberta, available for questions. Operator, can you put through the first question, please?
First question is Sarah Ryan with Global News. Go ahead, Sarah.
My question is for the Minister. Minister, the U of A Students' Union says Alberta is one of the only provinces continuing to move ahead with cuts to tuition. There's also the loss of tax credits for tuition for post-secondary students. They're calling on you to freeze tuition and financially support students. Will you do that? Why or why not?
Sure. Thank you for the question. When it comes to financial assistance for students, I think it's important to know that the government of Alberta has, over the last couple of years, introduced a variety of new scholarships and programs, including, I know MLA Rutherford mentioned the Alex Dakota Award of Honor, and as well in 2019, we announced the creation of the new high school apprenticeship scholarship. So we are providing more in terms of student aid and scholarships than at previous times. With respect to tuition, we need to create an environment and give our institutions greater flexibility. We've had a freeze for a number of years, and that has created some limiting factors. But it's important to note that we have retained a cap on tuition so that increases are controlled and managed. And we've done so in a way that should the maximum of those increases be reached each year and every year, which I know many institutions are not moving to the full maximum that's available. But if they were to do so, it would see tuition in Alberta move to the national average. So it is important that tuition remain affordable, and we believe that we can remain within the benchmarks of the national average, not being an expensive jurisdiction, not being a cheaper jurisdiction, but we do want to ensure that tuition remains affordable, and by providing the cap, we can ensure that it does remain around the national average mark.
Thank you. Operator.
Sure, I'd be happy to turn those questions over to either Dr. Bill Flanagan or Suzette in terms of some of those more operational details.
Yes, I'm assuming the question relates to COVID and current restrictions. Is that?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
No, I'm happy to comment on that. Of course, the safety of our campus community is our top priority. And we've been very, very careful to introduce measures that will reduce possibilities of transmission. So the campus has largely moved online, and this really happened now almost a year ago when the pandemic was first identified. And so the university was able to move very effectively to provide the bulk of its programs online, although we still have a significant number of in-person programming that is ongoing at the university, particularly clinical programs, things that require in-person, hands-on instruction has continued. Again, very carefully, we've been very careful about social distancing, the use of masks, making sure that the premises are cleaned, being very careful about the numbers on campus. And so I'm pleased to say there's been very few incidents of outbreaks on campus, and we've been able to maintain our operations really as to the best of our ability, and I think have maintained a very high quality of educational experience for our students within the constraints of COVID. That said, I'm sure I speak for all of my students when I say we look very forward to the day, and the day soon, I hope, will be coming when we can return full-time to class and once again have a very bustling, busy campus.
Thank you, and I believe we have no more questions, so that concludes our event. Thank you.